cognitions, each other, nothing complicates each other, nothing confuses each other, conflicts each other, organized, nothing complicates each other, organized, nothing confuses each other, a unique, organized, multidimensional being starts opening up in you when the conscious DNA, multidimensional breathed being starts opening up in you when the conscious superconscious mutation, Amrita DNA is breathed into you. Take away a lot of your complications. Don't be afraid of superconscious mutation. Suddenly will take away a lot of your complications. Don't be afraid of life. Don't be afraid of life. Don't try to hang on to your slum mind. You always feel, if I work for money, I may not be able to work for relationships, pleasures, romance. I may not have time and energy. If I focus on romance and relationships, the time to maintain my health, either I will have time and energy to go for gym and maintain the health, or to go for dance and build friends, romance, love. This is the slum mentality. Amrita DNA suddenly opens up, makes all your aspects complementary to you. All the complications in you will start dropping. You will make money with the energy which you enjoy. You will make money doing what you enjoy. You will make love, romance, friends, developing your health. You will live longer by eating large quantity of the food which you like. This whole complication or the conflicts and confusion gets burnt when the nectar DNA, Amrita DNA is added to you. I'll bow down to Ganapati, then Paramashiva, then Garuda. Garuda is Lord of Amrita. He is the protector of Amrita. Now Garuda will enter into each one of you and add nectar DNA. Amrita DNA in you all. Understand? Amrita gives entry into Amara Loka, which is Swargaloka, the first vertical time zone. All the devatas are called Amaras in Sanskrit because the Amrita superconscious DNA process is done inside you. Listen. The process now going to be done is eternal. Nectar principle, Amrita principle infuses such vast consciousness in you. The inner space goes through such explosive understanding. The right, wrong, good, bad, sin, merit, all this idea gets organized with a larger picture of the cosmos and enormous energy to handle all the complications and manifest it as complements starts happening. In human level, whatever you perceive as complication, all of that is blasted with Amrita, nectar DNA. And this nectar DNA suddenly makes each of your complication immortal, and that becomes complement dimensions of you. No more complication. What I say, even if you logically understand, that is enough. And even if you don't understand, it's okay, because I'll pour this Amrita DNA in you, nectar DNA in you. Amrita Tattva, Amritatva in you. Most fortunate are those who are going to experience today's superconscious mutation process, because today you will see your ability to enjoy the sensual pleasures and your ability to manifest power both expands. Both are not conflicting each other. Both don't complicate each other. Both actually complement each other. Your inner conflicts and complications will get legitimized by your own experience as Amara, nectar DNA. Amaratva, your middle class morals will leave you. Your middle class mentality will leave you. First, you need to taste Devaloka, Amaraloka. Only then you will move to Kailasa. Listen. I am making simple statements. Listen intensely. The part of you which you denied due to your self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial, SDHD. The part of you which you denied due to your self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. Sometimes you know you have the higher possibility, but even you have the fear, you may not be able to handle yourself in that higher possibility. Fear that you may fail, collapse, fall down again and again. Because of that fear of failure, the possibility which you deny is your identity, your self in Swargaloka. The whole which you are denying is yourself in the Swargaloka. when you decide to live that whole, by being ferocious with your self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial, saying, hey, if I fail, it's okay. Failing is not wrong, but being in the space without trying is the real crime. Let me jump, jump, jump and fail, nothing wrong. Try. When you decide, you reach the Sargaloka. You face yourself in the parallel universe of Sargaloka. When you are frustrated, angry, I tell you, highest renunciation, greatest tyaga is renouncing your self-hatred. See, Paramashiva worshipped in Devaloka. In Indraloka, he is called as Tyagaraja. I was wondering, Paramashiva worshipped in Swarga should be called as the Raja of the pleasure, king of pleasure. Why is he called as Tyagaraja? Musukunda Chakravarti, the Chola king of Tiruvarur, when he went to Swarga, Indraloka, understand, Hindus had a regular communication and travel to other dimensions. It was a lifestyle for us. It is a lifestyle even now for us. We used to go and come to other dimensions. It used to be very usual, regular. Till we were invaded and all the science was destroyed and demonized. Much was destroyed. The remaining left over was demonized. The Musukunda Chakravarti went to Swargaloka and he even helped Devatas in their war with Rakshasas. Because he helped and they won the war, the Devatas head of the gods, Indra, wanted to gift him something. He asked, "Oh Musukunda, you are such an amazing help and support and friend for me. Please ask what do you want." And do you know funny thing? Musukunda Chakravarti did not ask, "I want to stay in Swarga." No, he said, "My Chola kingdom is much more amazing than Swarga. There's nothing you can give me. There's nothing you can give me. I have everything more than Swarga." I looked around, it looks too poor. There's nothing which is not there in Chola Samrajya, Chola kingdom in Swarga. Indra was very ashamed. He said, "Please, please, please ask something, because I need to keep my pride and I need to save my face. I have to gift you something. You came all the way from Buloka and helped me and I won the war because of your strategies and support. Please ask something and take. So it will give me a feeling fulfilled." And I showed my gratitude. Then Musukunda Chakravarti said, "All right. One thing I liked in your Devaloka, Indraloka, the beautiful deity of Paramashiva you are worshipping. In Tiruvarur we have a great temple, but our main deity, Paramashiva, is Swayambhu Murti. The deity you are worshipping is an amazing deity. I wanted to take this deity as a Utsav Murti for my Tiruvarur temple. Indra was first, he was shocked that because his own Atma Murti, the worshipping deity, is asking. Then finally he felt all right. Anyway, he asked for some gift, so I should not say no. And he gives the deity to him. That deity is called Tyagaraja Swami. So the god of Devaloka is Tyagaraja. It should be Bhogaraja. If you see logically, Mahadeva's version who gives all the Bhogas, like either it should be Swarnagarshana Bhairava or Bhoga Raja, something like that, who gives all the pleasures. But surprisingly, god of Indraloka is called Tyagaraja. I tell you, if you learn Tyaga, you will be in Swarga. If you learn Tyaga, you will be in Devaloka. If you learn Tyaga, you will be in Indraloka. Actually, as per the document, it says the god of Devaloka. In Devaloka, there are 3 divisions. Swarga. Swarga is like a name of that whole dimension. Bhur, Bhuva, Suva. That whole dimension is called Swarga. In Swarga, Devaloka. In Devaloka, there is one part called Indraloka. So all the 3 words you should not confuse. It's like address. Swarga is the address of the dimension, like a nation. Devaloka is like a state. Indraloka is like a headquarters. Understand? Hindus had a clear communication, traveling, even luggage transportation. Things used to go from here to there and from there to here, with other planes of existence. Nobody is alien for us in the whole cosmos. That is why the word alien does not exist in Hinduism. Understand? I was wondering why god of Devaloka is called Tyagaraja. Either he should be called Yogaraja. If you do yoga, you will reach Devaloka. Or he should be called Bhogaraja. In Devaloka, he is the Paramashiva gives all the Bhogas to anyone who wants any Bhoga. He should be called Bhogaraja or Yogaraja. Why Tyagaraja? Tyaga is the key to become God. The most difficult Tyaga is renouncing self-hatred, because the society teaches you self-hatred is great. It makes you delude between humbleness and self-hatred. Listen. Humbleness is not self-hatred. Listen carefully. Self-hatred is thinking you are less. Humbleness is thinking about you less. Less self-remembrance is humbleness. Self-hatred is constantly thinking about you, but very cheap, very low. Understand, there is a big difference between humbleness and self-hatred. Person with self-hatred will never be really humble. Adivinayam durta lakshanam. He will show himself very humble. But he is not humble. Understand? A real humbleness will be out of powerfulness. Society deludes you makes you mistake humbleness, your humbleness as self-hatred. And as you always in the state of self-hatred, so that you will be humbled. Self-hatred is not humbleness. Most difficult thing to renounce in the life is self-hatred. So much of self-hatred, self-doubt, self-denial. That is why even if you think of future plans, so much of impossibility and you shrink. No, one more suffering, pain of failure, why should I face? Fool. Because of pain of failure, you don't plan, and naturally, no plan means failure. It is like because you are afraid some guest will come to your home, you call that person and tell him, please come. You are afraid failure will come to your life, and you stop planning and force the failure to come to your life. Self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt. Most difficult thing to renounce in your life is SDHD. Renounce that. Dhira, courage is moving the SDHD out and having the vision for your future.
Our human body is hardwired to be able to migrate to vertical time zones. Somji revealed, right? Like how we feel the freedom for us is like, to have a passport and to be able to travel to any country we want. We think that is freedom. But we have had the freedom of traveling to any vertical time zones that we want, any of the parallel universes as we want. That is the real freedom, and that has been given to us in the like from time immemorial. We human beings have had this freedom to be able to migrate to any of the parallel universes. And like Swamiji revealed, the first parallel universe for us is Swargaloka. Immediately after this thing, the first parallel universe that we have is the Swargaloka. And
And this Swargaloka is where, like, the Amritattva DNA, the immortality DNA, gets awakened inside of you. Not just that, today, all of us are going to be experiencing this Swargaloka. It's like the very first parallel universe that we experience. And the one of the most important things first we need to even understand is how all of us are hardwired, meaning literally you have the power to be able to travel to parallel universes. And understand, this power is there only for human beings, not even for the animals that exist in this loka. Even the devatas or any other beings that exist in other parallel universes, they need to come here. And from here, from this plane of existence, this is like the cosmic airport. Only after they come down here, they can go to any other plane that they want. So it's like there is no direct flight connection between Swargaloka to Janaloka or Janaloka to Mahaloka. No, they had to come here to Bhuloka, and only from Bhuloka, like this is the connecting point, and all are only connecting flights from here. The direct flight from all the lokas are only to Bhuloka, and only from Bhuloka to those planes. So the birth that all of us have taken as human beings is extremely auspicious, so powerful, supremely powerful. Something that we need to really understand in this is that how, because all of us are standing straight, our spine is straight most of the time, we have the fuel available to us, the ojas, which is the fuel that is needed to travel to all these lokas, are available to us. Very beautifully, Swamiji explained to us what are the qualities one needs, or what are the qualities one gets awakened to when we enter into the Swargaloka. Name the qualities, at least one or two qualities from what Swamiji has revealed as to what qualities will take you to Swargaloka. Come on. Please take a moment now and post it in the chat. What are the qualities that will take you to Swargaloka? My Istak is asking why they should go down and then go up. Yeah, because here only we have the freedom to choose. Understand, no other being in any of the planes have the freedom to choose. Okay, Tyaga. What else? Meenakshi Narayanan has posted Tyaga. Tyaga will keep you in Sargaloka. Swamiji beautifully explained even with Tyaga Raja. Come on, name few more qualities.
Prithvi has posted Tyaga of STHT. Okay. Come on, others.
What type of consciousness does one have if they have to experience a parallel universe? Come on, experience this Swargaloka. See, I know when each of us are coming from various walks of life, and many of you might get overwhelmed by these Sanskrit words. Relax, don't worry at all. We'll also be sending you booklets, we will be sending you free gifts every day, like even today you'll be receiving in the email. So it's easier for you to orient yourself with it, understand it, and apply it in your life. See, understand, you might be wondering why are we learning about these parallel universes, or how does it practically apply to us? Understand, Sanatana Hindu Dharma is not for just just for enjoying this moment alone. It's a greater science of life. It addresses this birth and what you do after this birth also. When you leave your body, the loka that you enter into, unless you are aware of it, like for example, let's say that from a very young age, you have been only taught, okay, world exists only in this country that you're born in. You don't even know the existence of other countries. You don't even know that you have the freedom and ability to travel to other countries. Now, how much ever rich you become, would you have, let's say, a few years down the lane, you have really earned a lot of wealth and you want to now migrate, but you don't have the knowledge. You don't know where you can go to. You don't have the knowledge of the existence of other countries itself. How would you feel? You'll feel powerless, right? Understand, this is what we experience when you are going out of your body and want to exit this Bhuloka plane and want to experience your parallel universe identity. Only Hinduism has solutions for this. Only in Hinduism we have a clear, detailed explanation, revelation on when you leave this body, what all are the options you have, where all you can experience what all dimensions of you. And now, if you are empowering complete completion, conflict free life by infusing consciousness into every decision of yours, simply, just like that. As soon as you leave the body, your Sargaloka will open up for you. Immediately you can experience, and not just that, even while you're alive in this body, that identity of yours which is in Swargaloka with your face and the body of a Devata will get empowered.
Actually, that is why it's very important. Swamiji tells very beautifully, right? You cannot say, oh, all my life I'll remember Coca Cola and McD, and then when I'm leaving my body, I'll suddenly remember Krishna, Rama, Govinda. No, life doesn't work like that. You cannot say, oh, all my life, let me enjoy whatever I want. It's, anyways, only in the last few moments of my life, right? That time, let me go and remember. No, no alarm clocks, nothing is going to help you that time correctly to remember what it is and to remember the divine. What thought currents you entertain from now matters. Many times we may think it's okay, and that's how it is normally in the world, right? That's how we treat. It's okay. You get angry, it's okay. Unfortunately, these days legitimacy is given to everything in the name of freedom of expression. Legitimacy is given to every incompletion that we entertain. But understand, the thought currents that you cherish takes you to a certain frequency. Let's say you believe that the best strategy in life is, even if I cheat, it's okay, but somehow I should just manage to, get things done. I should just manage to have things. Understand, as long as you entertain those types of thought currents, you are empowering your identity in the lower planes. Listen very carefully. As much as you exist in Bhuloka, in planet Earth, in all the 14 lokas you exist. There is a same Ma Adrian in Bhuloka, there's a Ma Adrian in Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka, every world, in every plane. Like Ma Prithvi Prasad, you exist in all the 14 lokas. You exist in Bhuloka, you exist in Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka. In each of these planes, we exist. And the one thing that connects us, our identities are same in all the 14 lokas, meaning your face is the same, but the body is different. And understand, there's an elaborate verse, Shastra Pramana, which describes every single line of what we are saying. And Swamiji has revealed it from these Shastras, from these scriptures of Hinduism. So, in all these 14 planes, right, what has an impact on each other is the thought current that you cherish. If you entertain always grabbing from others, or even if I cheat, it's okay. As long as I win, that is fine for me. If you entertain these type of thought currents, then understand, you empower your existence in the lower planes. If you entertain the thought currents, enriching based, life positive based, and all of these life powerful cognitions, you empower your existence in the higher planes.
Actually, I'm just remembering, Swamiji gives us such an amazing uh, technique for this. Like, for you to understand what type of thought currents you actually cherish. Whenever, like, to understand what will happen to you when you leave your body, right? Just study how the last thought you're having when you fall asleep. If you see, when you're going from this waking state, slipping into the dream state, the kind of thought currents that you cherish, what kind of ideas you cherish? See, till before that, you might be planning something, a lot of things. The mind will be very active in a very logical manner. But you will see when you're slipping into the dream state, your eye consciousness will reduce, meaning that thoughts will be so haphazard. It wouldn't be under your control almost. That's how you feel. But when you start attending to it consciously, you can decide not just for a joyful, blissful life while you're living in this body, but after you leave this body also. That is why these sessions, learning about the existence of parallel universes, existence of yourself in these parallel universes are very, very important. Simple thought. Acha, today I'm going to just manage my boss. That is enough for me. I just need to manage him for a few more minutes and I know I can easily get away with it. That simple thought can also make you cherish some of the lower loka identity of yours. Simple thought. This person is hungry. Let me feed him. Let me give him some food. Can help you to empower your higher locus. It's not about good or bad as per what society teaches you. Even a simple thought of you wanting to give food to someone who is hungry, if it is having a conflict inside you, you don't want to, you're from inside, you're not wanting to do, but you are working for it for the sake of getting a good name from someone else. And in front of the other person, you want to give food to the hungry person. That conflict inside you will make you empower a lower loka. So you need to be very clear, aware of what kind of thought currents you cherish. And
Of
even
these
these
impacts are
impacts are
immediate. See, don't think, oh, right now it's anyways end of the life only. Even if I change 2 weeks later, or even if I change towards end of my life, it's fine. It is not going to work like that. Your every moment of your present is a cumulative result of your past actions and the past thought currents. So the earlier you change, the better it is for you. Like, it reminds me of a story that Somji tells. Like, once a preacher goes to a group of people in village and he's preaching. He's telling about Raja Harishchandra's life. So, for those of you who don't know, just to tell in a nutshell, like, Raja Harishchandra is known for being honest and integrated. Okay, he's known for his integrity and standing with the dharma. And it comes to a situation where, just to keep his word, he'll have to even give away his own wife and his son, his child. And a lot of things happen later on. But this preacher comes and he's preaching this, and he's telling everyone about, how great Raja Harishchandra was and all of that. And then he sees the whole crowd is so inspired, and with lot of expectation he's asking the crowd, so what did you all understand from this? And one man raises his hand and says that, I understood the best thing in life to do is, you have to be honest, you have to be integrated, and that is the right principle. This preacher is so happy, he's feeling very proud. And then he looks another man standing who's even more excited, he's so inspired than anyone else. Then he looks at that man with so much of expectation. He asks, what did you understand? He says, I understood, if the situation, like, if the situation demands, even selling your wife is not wrong. You can sell your wife also. See, same situation, you can come to any conclusion that you want. Same situation, you can come to any understanding that you want. But be smart, derive the right understanding. You need to start the change from this moment. The thought currents that you entertain matters. The thought current that you cherish matters. So if you start aligning yourself, look into your life. If you entertain self doubt, self hatred, self denial, all these thought currents, it is going to take you to the lower planes of existence. And how does that have an impact? Not just when you leave the body, even when you are alive. When you entertain a particular set of thought currents, that existence gets strengthened. As much as you strengthen your existence in the lower lokas, it starts influencing your decisions, actions, even in the bhuloka as you navigate through your life on daily basis.
Now let's understand more about how our existence is there in Swargaloka. That's the very first parallel universe that you can experience. Swargaloka, first, the part of you that you have denied due to your self doubt, self hatred, self denial. You know you have such a high possibility. You feel that, but you are also afraid to express it or empower that identity because of your self doubt or self hatred or self denial. That part of you that you're denying because of your SPHT is your parallel universe identity in Swargaloka. The highest possibility that you're denying because of your self doubt, self hatred, self denial is your very identity that is existing in the Swargaloka. So let's all take a few minutes. Now, just look in at any of your higher possibilities that have, you know that you have a higher possibility, but even you have a fear that, oh, I may not be able to handle myself in that higher possibility because of your self doubt, self hatred, self denial. What is that? Pen down that. Take a few minutes and please pen that down. Fear that you may fail, collapse, fall down again and again. Because of that fear of failure, the great possibility which you deny is your identity, yourself in Swargaloka. When you decide to live that whole thing by being ferocious with your SDHD, saying, hey, if I fail, it is okay. Failing is not wrong, but being in the space without trying is a real crime. Let me jump, jump, jump and fail. Nothing wrong. Take an action to manifest your higher possibility. Now, take a few minutes. First, you're going to identify this is only for yourself. You don't need to write it anywhere else. Just write it in your paper and pen. It's just put it in for you. Identify the higher possibilities that you're denying and say, see, for it can be a simple thing. For example, you have a deep fear. You have tried talking or presenting your project pitch in your office. You tried presenting it a couple times before and you had terribly failed in it, or you just did not get the response you thought you would get. So that had lowered your confidence level in you, and you started feeling a lot of self doubt inside of you, and you just denied that very possibility. So, any other time you keep giving that opportunity to your friend or your colleague, but you know that's a very high possibility you have where you can strategize, plan, and execute. But that fear of failure or the self doubt that you're carrying inside you about yourself, all that put together, you just deny that very possibility for you. Identify such possibilities that you carry in you. Take a few minutes and please write that down. been faced with a really bad situation. It is causing a lot of incompletion, and you know, sit, do the completion process. If anyone does not know how to do the completion process, please let us know in the chat. We'll give you the link where Swamiji explains in detail about how you need to do the process of completion. And decide ferociously, no matter what, I will not give up on this higher possibility that I carry. Take that decision and do it. You will see the success will just open up for you. Actually, the very next session that we are having is just about this. It's a very powerful session where Swamiji is going to be explaining to us in detail how to never get stuck in your life. Never get stuck in your life. It's called as the Ananda Tandava of Paramashiva. But before we enter into that, we are first going to be doing a round of power manifestation, and then we are going to be entering into that session.
And also today, it's a weekend. This is the best way to spend someone's weekend, to awaken their DNA, to be here, to spend the time. This is the best time for you to invite your family members, friends, everyone. Let them come along. And it can be a different weekend for them. And this will lead them to awakening their own higher possibilities and powers. So, Swamiji is gifting this program completely for free. So, make sure you are reaching out to your loved ones and inviting them as well to enjoy the program. All right. So today we're going to be manifesting a very, very beautiful power. We're going to be manifesting the power of oneness over the elements. How we can play this is called Bhuta Jaya in Sanskrit. And these powers, see, all of us are inherently embedded, hardwired to be able to manifest these powers. So every time you manifest a powerful cognition, you work on yourself. If you see, all our programs are structured in such a way that every 30 minutes, 40 minutes, once you do a round of power manifestation. That is because these powers, when it is awakened within us, as in when you keep manifesting the powerful cognition, when you manifest these powers, understand the powerful cognition starts settling in you deeper. You may not be able to manifest it immediately. It's okay. We are not going to give you a pass certificate, or we are not going to fail you if you're not able to manifest. But this is more like a just like a training. You are starting to get used to you manifesting your own higher possibilities. You are getting used to manifesting your own higher powers. So even if you don't get it, it's okay. Just sit, make yourself available, and manifest. Just sit and play with the powers. All right. So let us all enter into the power manifestation now.
Now we'll be entering into the power manifestation session. Today, throughout the day, we're going to be manifesting various powers, including the power of Bhuta Jaya, which is the power of complete oneness with the five elements of nature, whether it's the earth element, the water element, fire element, the air element, or the space element. We're going to be throughout the day working with these five elements. See, fundamentally, our body is made out of these five elements. We have the earth component of our body, our bones. We have the water component. We know we are made of 70% water, our blood, etc. Then we have the fire element, the Jataragni, the digestive power within us. We have the air element, our breath, the inner chatter that happens within us, and our space element, the place, the space within us where consciousness is reflected. So for today, we'll start with the power of Vayu Shakti, the power of air bending. Swamiji beautifully reveals that when you're in oneness with the air element, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, it very beautifully describes how from Akasha, the Vayu comes out, from Vayu, the Agni comes out, from Agni, the Jala, the up comes out, the water, from that Jala, the Prithvi, the earth element comes out. Then our space, it depends on what's inside our space that manifests the other rest of them. What the whole science we're understanding. See, we have full control over our space right now. Of the five elements, right now, at this moment, the easiest, the most easiest one, the subtlest one, where we have a full conscious will to decide, is our space element. Every power, whether it's the power of Vayu Shakti, whether you're doing the Agni power, the power of fire, power over the earth element, it is about what your space is established in, which manifests that. Let's understand a little more about what Swamiji reveals about Vayu Shakti, about this connecting with the elements. Swamiji beautifully reveals the first and foremost lesson to manifest any power is that power is not power over others, power is oneness over others. This is not specifically for the elements alone, this is for any power manifestation that you do. Unfortunately, your unconscious mind always tends to think naturally you will be pushed to manipulate, to control. Manipulation is not manifestation. That is the difference between black magic and white magic. Yes, even by manipulation, you can have power over nature and people, but it will only be for a very limited time. Swamiji beautifully says that you will manifest the power with the wind element, and when you're on stage in the big demo and doing it, if you are doing it from the space of controlling, from the space of manipulation, then when you're in demo, suddenly Vayu will just leave you on the stage and run away and not listen to you anymore. But from the space of oneness, when you do anything, that only will be permanent. Understand, every time you play with the wind, see, in this Swamiji gives us the example of the Vayu element, the wind, either stopping or agitating or aggravating. With the mood of oneness, you will gain more and more power over the wind. Wind will reveal more and more of its secrets to you, more and more of its feelings to you. He will sit with you and confess to you. He'll sit and talk to you. Hanuman was my son. See, when I gave birth to him, this is what happened, and this kid is so powerful. He went and tried to swallow the sun. I have to go and meditate. He'll sit and tell you his stories. Sit and open up himself to you. Very beautifully, Swamiji continues to explain how, when you relate with Vayu, with the various elements, from a space of oneness, this is the science that Paramashiva explains about powers. The first foremost thing, as Swamiji repeatedly emphasizes, see, these powers that we are manifesting is Shaktis. They are coming from the space already you have become enlightened and the powers are manifesting. Because you'll hear, like, normally when you will hear the things like Siddhis, the powers are stopping in the way of enlightenment. Those are referring to the possibilities that you get when you're on the way to enlightenment. But very beautifully, through the initiation of Swamiji, no power is a power, it is only the confirmation of your oneness with that object, is what Swamiji says. Every time you manifest a power, you're doing it from the space of oneness. You're doing it already knowing that you are that being. If you're able to stop the wind, make the rain shower, all of that is just your oneness with it. This is a very important preliminary lesson for power manifestation, Swamiji says. We have to understand that at every level, it is only the space that matters. Again and again, Swamiji explains to us that all power manifestation comes from this space. See, today we're doing with the 5 elements. So this is very important to understand. It is not the matter that you're trying to move. Now, when we think of wind, when we think of fire, of earth, of water, it is all a manifestation of matter. Only the space, which is that component on which our consciousness is reflecting, is the only thing that has the ability to reflect consciousness, the space element. And all the other elements will align to what you hold in your space. This is a very important thing. How many of you are understanding this? All the elements in your life, see, ultimately when you look at it, all the objects in your life, all the happenings in your life are some expression of these 5 elements, of the length, breadth, depth, time, and space, which is the earth, water, fire, air, and space, right? So, how many of you are catching this? All the elements in your life manifesting are some way an expression of your space. Now, when we catch this, when we understand that all we have to do is change our space. Now, let's say we are in the space of this world is matter and existing as a matter. Then it will only be as matter trying to move matter. Then, yes, you will manifest. But it will always be bound by what you call the laws of physics, the laws of the society, the laws of nature. But when you realize that you are energy and this world is also energy, it's just energy interacting with energy, then only the quantum laws work on you. What are the quantum laws? You can go back in time, you can be in two places at the same time, you can be in two states at the same time, you don't have to be in a particular position, or that everything is interacting with another, everything is a field, everything is space. This is what starts manifesting through you. That is what we're going to tap into when we do the power manifestation today. The Shastra Pramana for the power of Vayu Shakti is from the Shiva Samhita, verse 3.42. Yogi Padmasanasthopi Bhuvamutsrijya Vartate Vayu Siddhistadha Ksheya Samsara Dhwantanashini. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, when the yogi, through remaining in Padmasana, can rise in the air and leave the ground, then know that he has gained the Vayu Shakti, the power of wind element which destroys the darkness of the whole world. This is the ultimate level that Paramashiva is describing of Vayu Shakti, where you're able to change, you're able to even lift yourself above the ground through the air, in the air. There is a very beautiful incident from the life of Hanuman and Sri Rama in the Mahabharata, where when Hanuman has to go to get the Sanjeevani Aushada for reviving Rama's brother Lakshmana, who was fatally wounded in the battle by Indrajit, the son of Ravana. The necessary herb exists very far away in the Himalayas, the opposite end of what is modern day India. And Hanuman says, I will fly and go get it. So first he flies. Very beautifully, this incident describes the difference between power over nature and oneness with it. So Ravana, who had conquered the whole world, had conquered also the Navagrahas, the 9 planets, the 9 control holding factors of our life, including Surya Deva, the sun god. Now the condition that Lakshmana was in was such that if the sun rises, if the next day starts, he would have to leave the body, he would not be able to be saved. So Ravana, knowing of Rama's deep love for his brother, comes to the conclusion that if Lakshmana dies, Rama will leave the battle and go. So he commands the sun to rise. With his power over the sun, with his manipulation of the sun, he forces the sun to rise. Now, as the sun is rising, Hanuman sees this and he says, no, I cannot allow this to happen. And I know that the sun also does not want to do this. So he goes and he requests Surya Bhagavan, his guru actually, saying that I know that you are forced by Ravana to rise, but I will keep you with me. I will catch you and keep you with me so that you cannot rise. Therefore, what you want and what I want also will happen. And with that space of friendliness, with that space of oneness that he has with Surya Bhagavan, he takes Surya, he literally takes the whole sun and puts it in his armpit and keeps it. He finishes the mission, he goes, he gets the Sanjeevani herb, Lakshmana is revived. And then Rama comes and asks him, like, Hanuman, there's something shining in your armpit. What is that? And he's like, oh, sorry, I had kept Surya Deva there because Ravana had commanded him to rise. And he beautifully releases Surya Deva. And even Surya Deva was so happy he was able to be of aid in Rama's incarnation on the planet Earth. And so beautifully, how oneness is the real manifestation that happens. In the first round, so actually for this power of Bhuta Jaya, We have seen so many manifestations of Swamiji himself. You can ask any long time devotee, anyone who's been there, they'll know that they will have at least 10 incidents where Swamiji has manifested the power of oneness with the various elements. One such incident that I remember personally was uh, where in the Kumbh Mela of 2016, and I remember this day very clearly. We were all in there was the temple, the tent for the temple, and there was a main hall, there was a dormitory, there was many tents that had been set up for the whole program. And our campus, the Swamiji's campus in Kumbh Mela, was the largest in the whole Kumbh Mela. So we had thousands of people staying there, and it was the whole place was planned for a hot summer, which was the predicted weather. And suddenly, out of the blue, there was a huge cyclone. And I remember few days before Kumbh Mela, sometime before Kumbh Mela, Swamiji had said, "You will see me manifesting one power. You will see with your own eyes some power manifested in this Kumbh Mela," he had said in public satsang. So there was a huge cyclone that had struck the whole Kumbh Mela area. And I was in the temple at that time. We were doing the various power demonstrations for the devotees and the people who were there in the Kumbh Mela. And it started becoming very dusty, and there was so much sand everywhere. So we had to duck under the table. And after some time, they said, "Okay, everyone, go to the side room, which was set up for the Gurukul Balasans." So we all went there. It was a full chaos. The roof, tin roof sheets were flying away. People were running in all directions. It was raining. The tents were being torn open. And in that confusion, we made it to the main hall, and we were all there. And I remember at that time, I've heard this from many people, and I was there. We were walking, and the the cyclone. It was an actual tornado. It was like a cyclone. The hurricane was coming to our camp. So the entrance of the camp was a huge wooden, made out of wooden sticks, like wooden poles. They had made a huge entrance, like a gateway and a banner. It came there. Swamiji was walking there at that time. And as the cyclone hit that entrance, the whole thing collapsed. It's a huge thing made out of wooden rods, wooden poles, all tied together. The whole thing collapsed. And Swamiji literally moved the cyclone in the opposite direction. It was coming like this towards the camp. It just touched the entrance, and Swamiji physically moved it in the opposite direction. That strong wind, just in that beautiful space of oneness, Swamiji was able to turn it around, move it in the opposite direction. And then, yes, everyone was safe. There was not even a single hurt or a single casualty in the entire camp of a few thousand people. And Swamiji came, we were with him the whole day after that, and it was a phenomenal time. But physically seeing how Swamiji, in that space of oneness, is able to move an entire cyclone, physically move it, is really something to see. So now we are going to manifest the power, starting with taking a few minutes to connect to nature. Now, all the participants, I request you to go to an open nature, whether it's wind, whether it's a window or a door. You can go to some open area where you can connect with the nature. See the space with which Swamiji is even looking at the flower in the picture. It's so beautiful how he's fully into it, fully connecting with it like another being. That way, you're going to now connect with the nature. So, can I request all the participants to go to a window or a door, open nature, where you're going to now connect to the wind element. Talk to him, relate with him. If you have done in the previous programs, if you have been there, you will know this by now, how alive Vayudeva is, how responsive he is. So let's take the first round to connect with Vayudeva. We'll have just a few minutes.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
wondering what theme I'm using, this is a cadence theme, and I'm using one of their Elementor templates that they offer. I do have a video on this on my channel. I'll try to link it somewhere in this video. Now let's go ahead and head over to your dashboard, and then go into plugins, click on add new, and then go ahead and type in visibility logic for Elementor. It's this one right here. I'll try to link that down in the description, and then go ahead and click on install now, and then click on activate. Now go into your pages, and we're going to want to add our download page. I'm going to click on add new, and I'm going to go ahead and just type in downloads, publish, and I'm going to click edit with Elementor, or you can name it user downloads, however you want to go ahead and name your page.
Build your brand online with a beautiful logo. Just go to Wix Logo Maker.
And then from here, we're just going to add our title. I'm going to do a section of one column. I'm going to grab my heading. I'm going to go ahead and just type in user downloads. I'm going to remove some of the spacing at the bottom that I have, and I'm just going to do a negative just to bring it down. I could probably remove that within the theme settings, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so I mean, you probably won't have that issue, so don't even worry about that. So from here, go ahead and click on your section, go into height, and click on minimum height. And you can go ahead and set this up. Let's see.
Connecting with
Let's say
Vayudeva.
set it
In
up to
the
about
further rounds, we're going to be, as you saw, level 1,
300.
turning off a flame using the wind,
Click on your
going
text,
into
go into
further
style,
more very advanced powers,
and
working with
I'm going to
the
adjust
sky
this maybe
elements.
to about 35.
You will see it happen. See, the more and more you connect
And I'm going to go ahead and
with
just add a
Paramashiva,
background.
the more and more you realize your
So click on your
oneness
section
with
again, go
these
to
5
style
elements.
here,
You will
go to
see the
background type.
manifestation just
Now we
start
can either add a
happening.
background color or background image. I'm
Now,
going to be
in the next
using,
session,
now I can use
we're
this one.
going
This
to
one's
be
the one that's
understanding
been used all
what
around
exactly
this.
this
Go ahead and leave it how I have it, but if you are using the cadence theme,